Welcome in everybody to a very, very, very exciting Rocket League matchup tonight. Gonna have Jobin and Dan Banner in the booth tonight. Gonna be St. Clair varsity team taking on Northwood White. So a school we all know we seem to fear a lot of the time, but we should have a great matchup nonetheless.
Absolutely, of course. Northwood currently right now in CRL are just kind of taking over things. A lot of highlights have been shown towards their Northwood Blue squad being their primary roster. But that being said, like I kind of hesitate to even call one a primary, one a secondary, one an A, one a B, because when we do look at this Northwood University roster, it was the original Blue roster from like 2 seasons ago, which was still disgustingly strong.
Yeah.
So we saw the results, or rather the current standings there for the Northwood White right now, 5-0. They are absolutely no slouches.
Yep.
Third, I believe, in CRL right now. So the Saints absolutely have a battle on their hands.
Yeah, we're talking. I know Quint earlier put a little tweet out. He knows it's going to be an uphill battle for them, but they are ready and willing to fight. Going to be Kamal, Christian, and Spoods, or Spoods going to be in the coaching slot, and then Quint going to be playing that third player slot as well. So typical varsity lineup. We've seen the Saints have some good success back and forth over CCA, and yeah, that roster for Northwood is going to be Pirate, Noxus, and Nitrous. So that is going to be that OG squad from a couple years ago coming back as the blue squad, or white squad. We'll put air quotations around it because they're still third in CRL, even with this quote-unquote second team, but should have an excellent series. The Saints getting into NECC playoffs and a bunch of other things coming up the next couple weeks. Last CCA Open, so you want to keep putting these wins together in all these different leagues. NECC playoffs are going to be in a couple weeks, so still got to make sure you stay on track for that one. I believe the Saints are 4-2 right now as well, so even losing to Northwood's not necessarily a bad thing. The record is not going to be a great reflection of that. You don't want to go to 4-3 and risk, being on that fringe playoff spot, so you want to make sure you rack up all these wins.
Absolutely, yeah, because of course going into the end of this regular season here, the worst thing that could happen is to find yourself into that little bit of that losing streak and put yourself in a position that you might have to fight a team like Northwood early in the playoffs and put yourself in that kind of position. Sitting there and just like maybe a second or third seed in the group would be like best case scenario. You can probably avoid it a little bit longer. And then, I mean, of course, you got to do what you can when you actually do find them in playoffs, but based off of like strictly seeding and playing around statistics, like that's kind of what you want to do.
Yeah, you want to play your odds, not run into the Northwoods, the Fishers, any of those schools at the top of the bracket. You want to make sure nice, easy, coast your way as far as into the playoffs as possible, then show up when the time matters, try to win those crunch time games. But with that intro being done, we will throw it to a very, very quick break, let the players get back onto the pitch. It'll be Northwood White and St. Clair coming up after the break. Welcome back in, everybody. Rocket League Varsity Fridays, Northwood White trying to take on St. Clair Saints Varsity Christian, trying to get things going off that ceiling, but not going to find the early goal. Should be a very, very tough matchup. One of the best collegiate Rocket League teams in the world being at Northwood White. So Saints have their work cut out for them, but we'll have to see how things play out.
And they had the briefest of offensive opportunities right off the start. So we see Spoods going in there. And actually, that is something to take note of as well. Away from the coaching duties today, Spoods is going to be on the pitch here. It looks like it's going to be Kamal, who's not on field as of right now. We do see the shot right at the outside of the crease, going to be blocked out. Spoods to the skies, down for Quinn. Shot just going to go wide this time.
Yeah, not able to find the net there. The Saints getting a couple good chances early on in this game, though, trying to make their presence known just a little bit. But Northwood trying to press things back the other way. Nox is trying to get that play in the corner. Nitrous finding the demo over onto Spoods. Nitrous taking this one back over that midline as well. The Saints trying to get a read on this ball. Christian going to be the first man there into the corner here. Try to find that chance. Not going to get across the crease there. Going to get knocked back into that Saints end. A lot of back and forth. Both these teams just working through the feeling out process so far.
Yeah, and again, Saints were in the offensive zone for a little bit. And I mean, that's exactly where you want to be, but unfortunately now, Northwood was looking to push for just a second. We already see Christian here trying to contest. It is going to be Nitrous setting it up with Pirates. Can he get the final touch on it, put this towards the net? It's a pop-fly ball right in the middle of the crease, and it's going to go off to the left-hand side, just wide.
Yeah, Nox is just missing the angle on that one. Still have a 0-0 ball game through game one. Spoods going to try to take that one out from the net there. Is going to get that hit there. Nox is going to take it into the corner. Ball will fly back over to that Northwood side. Both teams still trying to break through, find those chances. Oh, fantastic save by Nitrous to read that one. Going backwards as well. Beautiful job to make that read. I believe shut down Spoods' attempt there. They're going to demo out Christian in the midfield there. Spoods going to take to the skies on this one. Great interception there by Noxus. Both teams very, very solid on that defensive front so far. Saints have had a couple chances. Northwood has come back knocking the other way, but we are still looking for this first goal, and now we are approaching already the halfway point of this game.
I mean, that was the best opportunity of the match so far, right? That slightest of saves just hit the crossbar. The heartbreaker there for the Saints fans. Would love to find one nice and early. A little bit of an awkward one. That is just barely going to go underneath the tires there of the Saints offender. And now going to try and push in one more time. Like I said, breaking on that halfway point here into this very first game. The fact that it's 0-0 is already saying a lot, considering we know how good Northwood is, and the Saints really showing that they're here to play today. Yeah,
the Saints are just trying to keep this one a close game as long as possible. It's to be assumed Northwood, they're going to end up having these great plays. They've been together for years and years, as we said before. This was quote-unquote their A-team almost 2-3 years ago at this point. They are still together. They are still kicking near the top of that CRL ranking. So this team is not to be trifled with, but the Saints holding their own and then some so far. Quint trying to take that one over to the Northwood end. Gonna run out of boost there, have to give up on it. Nitrous take it out of his own corner. Christian gonna make a great read on the ball there. Gonna end up putting that one on target as well, but will get knocked away by Noxus. Now Nitrous trying to find the play. Second touch goes through. Spoods gonna shut that one down. Oh, it's a sight for sore eyes to see Spoods making clutch saves. It's been such a long time since we've seen him on the pitch. It is a beautiful thing, and already putting in work for the Saints. Still a $1:45 left. Neither team able to crack in that score column yet.
Absolutely, but Northwood's actually starting to find some offense for themselves and not being stuck. A demo on the field is going to leave things open there for the Saints for just a moment's time, but now Spoods drag racing it, just dump and chase right into the corner. Looked to maybe do a little bit of a juke there versus Noxus. Is not going to find the shot he was looking for, however. And now we have Northwood, a little bit of a passing play, trying to set up some sort of breakout towards the right-hand side, but just going right to the Saints. Immediately pushed aside here from Northwood, but the Saints have the pressure just to the corner of that net. If they can keep this up, they can maybe find something, but a breakaway opportunity towards the net, and Spoods, another save, but another rebound here right to the right-hand side of the nets. Quint and the rest of the Saints going to push us off. 1 minute remaining here. Spoods has control.
Yeah, Northwood getting a couple amazing chances back toward that end of the pitch. Spoods, though, coming up with 3 saves on the day so far. Northwood trying to find these second touches. We see Noxus already at 5 shots on the game. Still a minute to play. He's going to get that demo on Quint as well. Northwood trying to throw that weight around, clear out some of this field.
Here it comes.
And try to make some of these plays happen that we've seen so often, but still not able to find the back of that net. Quint going to be the one to clear that one out. He's going to have some space too. Not going to have a lot of boost though. Going to set that one up for Spoods. Second pass over the middle, just going to land off that crossbar. Great look for the Saints, but not going to find home. They're still going to try to send this one back to that Northwood end. Ball is going to careen back into that blue zone. Spoods going to be the first man there. Going to give chase as well. Finds the second touch. Going to lose out that 50 though to Pirate. Now Quint gonna take to the skies, also gonna get intercepted there by Noxus. Christian trying to get a roller on the goal line. It's gonna go off that right post, not find its way home. We only have 5 seconds to play. Spoods gonna take to the skies, one last shot to try to get this one in. It's not gonna fall, and we are going to game 1 overtime against Northwood to kick things off.
All right, that's 2 fantastic opportunities there for St. Clair, but Northwood able to hang on. Can they get that offensive opportunity again? A downtown shot actually from Spoods. It's going all the way towards the net. Noxus going to get there just in the nick of time and push the counterattack wide open. They hit the crossbar! How did they not get that?
Christian and Quinn gonna dig that one off the goal line. Now Northwood somehow not closing out the game. Their Pirate set that one up over the midline. We're gonna see a double commit. Christian gonna be the lone man in that blue zone trying to play this one out. It's gonna be Quint for the follow. Northwood's gonna be the first one to that ball. Christian still kicking around in this net. We've seen him do such a good job on defense the entire season. Gonna contest 2 of these Northwood members. Now Spoods gonna be there for the follow. Gonna send that one toward the Northwood zone. Noxus gonna be there to knock that one back into the corner. Try to get this breakout going. It's gonna be Quint though to take that one away. Look for that bump. Not gonna find that one over the net. Now Northwood gonna threaten the other way. Spoods though, great shot toward the net. Gonna be a little bit left wide of that post. Nobody from the Saints gonna be able to play that ball out of the middle. Christian gonna be the one to defend that shot yet again. Northwood still putting this pressure on both teams. It is a back and forth game on a pendulum right now. Neither team still able to break this 0.
Oh, you know they're going to be flying high after that one. They literally got away with it. The most unfortunate of bounces there for Noxus, I do believe, in this same zone. Quint now looks to thread the needle. A little bit of miscommunication. Christian is going to dump that into the corner. Spoods is the last person back at 2 versus 1, and he's going to be able to stop the initial pass through the cross. Nicely done in that regard. Pop fly into the crease of the Northwood zone. Rebound is going to be missed, unfortunately. Now, shot on target. Actually going to get deflected right away. In the demo, this is a wide open net, and sure enough, it's going to be Noxus. He's got to make up for that one and secure the win here for the side of Northwood University in game number 1.
Yeah, excellent back and forth game 1. St. Clair bringing it down to the brink. Northwood, though, finding that clutch demo in the crease. Noxus burying that 1 goal. All Northwood would need being that 1 goal. They're going to close out this first game in dramatic fashion. If you're St. Clair, though, you have got to be feeling good about that one. And look at Spoods stepping right back into that player role. Going to have 3 saves and 4 shots. Northwood, though, putting up 9 shots altogether. So both teams peppering the net with multiple chances back and forth, overtime especially. We saw so many close calls. Northwood, though, eventually able to clear out and find that goal. But now we're on to game 2 kicking off.
Okay, definitely an exciting ride for that first little game there. Northwood able to clutch it up nonetheless. Now the Saints, I mean, going after game 1, you probably feeling to yourselves a little bit confident. This is, of course, one of the top teams in North America, and you brought them to overtime, and you nearly had like the scoring opportunities there. It just didn't click this time. Take that momentum, knowing that your skill is not necessarily the issue here. It's just a matter of communication and setting things up. And we'll see if they can get something started here. We see Christian along the left-hand side.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, playing a squad as strong as this Northwood team. Miscommunications will be punished to the utmost degree. You can't really afford to make those haphazard mistakes that we see from time to time. The boys maybe get a little bit frazzled here and there, but trying to hold their composure here, knowing game 2 is now in the books. They can possibly try to even this one up, see if they can get back on the board. Quint going to make that save. Northwood still going to threaten. Spood's going to be the one to try to clear this one out. Northwood going to cycle this one back into the neutral zone, though both teams still fighting for possession.
An extremely neutral start to this first minute of play here in game number 2. Quint's going to dump it into the corner, look to chase it down, but of course Noxus, he's literally already in the skies ready for this. And same with the defender here from Nitrous. Looking to do a breakout right through the center. He's going to have to go through Spoods. Spoods is not going to let that one fly. Going to get demoed for his troubles, but this ball is in a relatively safe zone. Going to be actually stolen here by Quint. Tries to pass it over to Christian. Not going to happen this time by, however. Spoods, he gets past 2, takes the shot, and Noxus there for the save. A nice little maneuver there from Spoods, but gets a shot on target, could not pass the final defender.
Yeah, you couldn't tell that Spoods has had a couple weeks off from playing in the varsity matches. He has picked up right where he's left off, finding these great plays through the air, making those clutch saves, setting up teammates when the moment arises, just like the Northwood did. Nitrous and Noxus linking up over the middle of the field. A beautiful pass and beautiful finish into that top right corner. Gonna hit that pump fake on Quint. Just a great pass, Christian. Nothing he's gonna be able to do about that one. And Northwood, they're gonna open the scoring in game 2. A lot before we get to overtime this time, but lots of game to be played for either squad.
Yeah, that would have definitely been a tough one there for Christian to make the save on. He had pulled up into the crease just as that shot was getting ready. Would have had to have made the guess. And I mean, whenever the goalie makes the first move, the attacker just has to react. And just like that, actually, Pirates is going to find an interesting bounce right at the tip top of the crease. Let's take a look here. Quint awkwardly, nice actually the challenge there with Noxus, and then Christian nearly getting the defense, but unfortunately for the Saints, that is going to be Pirates picking up goal number 2 here.
Yeah, and that could be the
Northwood.
very unfortunate thing about giving up that second goal in a little bit of an easier fashion than that first couple from Northwood is that Northwood,
That one hurts a little.
Yeah, once they have a lead, you know they like to snowball these leads. They feel confident, they start to flex the muscles a little bit, and trying to dig out of a hole from a team this good, obviously. It's going to be hard against any team, but the stakes are going to be even higher against this Northwood squad. They're going to try to look for blood, though, find this second or third goal, going to try to land some kind of pinch shot there, and a little teammate bumping going on the way. But you can see they immediately put to that aggression, try to put St. Clair on this back foot, make them play their own game here. Oh, great little second touch from Nitrous. Not going to find that net, though. Another shot going to come through Spoods, kicking that one aside right at death's door. The Saints still in this game, but they have got to get this ball out and have to get some chances flowing if they really want to make an impact.
I mean, this is the scary part, though. Through the years of watching this Northwood squad, this shark-to-blood mentality that they kind of play on. Normally, it is like a relatively even game of sorts, but as soon as they find that opening, it's a shot after shot, goal after goal, and it tends to snowball away. We're going to have to see how quickly the Saints can recover from that one, because especially like you said, that second one, it felt a little bit fluky in a sense that just like a little bit of an easier goal of sorts, and that's going to hurt the mental a little bit. We'll have to see if they can recover.
Yeah, these off-angle shots are always finding the target. Luckily, Christian has been there consistently to shut the door. Quint going to send that pass over. Luckily, going to find that second touch pass. A little bit errant there for Christian. Northwood, though, going to advance this ball once more into that corner. Pirates going to go over the middle, trying to find another member. Not going to be there to link up for that one. Nitrous sending that one back toward his own side. Letting his teammates maybe try to cycle that ball out. Second touch not going to go through Christian. Going to find the shot on net. Noxus going to deny that one, and now it's going back the other way. Spoods is going to be there to shut the door. One-timer pass. Going to send that one out to that far corner. Try to make Northwood reset. Start to put the pressure on. The time is ticking away for these Saints. They're going to want to get a goal probably in the next 30, 35 seconds here. If they want to give themselves a real good chance to win this one, they're going to block up that passing play as well to keep that 2-goal deficit.
In the way this game's going, the Saints do not feel like they have any control on this matchup. You can see they're flinging themselves toward this ball, 2 members at a time sometimes, and the communication might just be a little bit hustled, a little bit like scared to say the least, or nervous, which fair enough, you have 2 goals to get on one of the best teams in North America in this second game if you want to bring it even to an overtime scenario again. So we'll have to see if they can bring this one over. So we have Quint in the corner. This is the good start. Can they actually finish the job, though? Nitrous is going to push it back. Christian right back into the crease. And they find the shot. It's going long. It's going to go in. Quint is going to bring this within 1 as he scores his first goal of the game.
Yeah, excellent job by the Saints there. I was going to say they're playing the best game of almost goals I've probably ever seen in Rocket League, but Quint finally going to get that second touch, find the goal, exactly what St. Clair needed. I said 30, 35 seconds. I think it took them 50, but they still have 43 seconds to get one more goal. And if you know Rocket League, goals can come at the drop of a hat. So St. Clair got to be feeling at least a little bit better. The game is now in tow potentially, but they're going to have to come out here and make some plays. Northwood would not be surprised to see them try to stall this clock out just a little bit now.
Well, you say it to Josh, you say it to Adam all the time. 1 goal doesn't mean squat in Rocket League unless you can hang on to it for that last couple of seconds here. We've seen these leads just disappear out of nowhere, regardless of what kind of time's on the clock here. But with Pirates in control and a little bit of goaltender interference coming out there, beautifully done, to be honest, there from the side of Northwood. Able to stall things out. The Saints are going to have a last-ditch effort in these last 5 seconds.
Yeah, Spood's going to send that one toward the net. Going to be taken off the ceiling. Ball in a dangerous place, though. Good second touch by Northwood. A beautiful job to get on top of that ball. Send that one back to that blue side, and now are going to set up Northwood with a 2-0 lead. This has been an excellent series of Rocket League so far, though. Game 1 going to overtime. Game 2 coming down to the wire as well. Just a 1-goal lead, and Northwood putting up a lot more shots than the Saints. They're going to go 11 shots to 4. The Saints locking things down in net there. Was saved every single shot that did not find the net. So they're putting in a hell of an effort. Spoods has been playing amazing the last couple of games, especially coming back. But this is a tough squad, and they're not going to go quietly. The Saints are going to have to work now. Reverse sweep territory in full effect.
The thing that kind of scares me there for a second, though, just see that shot counter for the Saints, 4 shots.
Yeah.
Compared to, what was that, 11?
Yeah.
Like, we had mentioned, like, the feeling of a snowball, of, like, lost control, the shark to water, or shark to blood, rather, and it definitely felt like they kind of were victimized a little bit in that second game with that amount of pressure that Northwood was able to put on here. So now, Of course, reverse sweep territory. If there's any more pressure you need, now is the time to do it. And Pirates is looking to just pile that on even more. If Northwood were able to get a goal that quickly, it would be a nerve-wracking situation for the Saints.
Yeah, we've seen that one happen before, and it usually doesn't end in our favor. But Game 3, we are fresh to go here. Christian playing on this back line per usual. Going to try to win that 50. Is going to win out, gather possession, but Noxus not going to go away. Going to find that demo Spoods, finding that second touch. Great little look. Can he find the third, actually? Trying to set himself up for greatness. Is going to get denied there by Pirates. Northwood trying to take this one back out. A nice bounce off Quinn's car. Going to help Northwood out there. Beautiful shot across Spoods. Going to deny that one on the goal line. Beautiful drop to dig that one out of the corner. Keep this game scoreless. Keep St. Clair mentally and physically in this game. Quint trying to get the setup over to the middle there. Going to get taken away by Nitrous. Northwood send this ball back into the Saints end, and we're going to see a bit of a cycle here.
I mean, props to whichever Saint used the top of their car like a hacky sack. Like, they were just pop that thing up and down, able to get away from the defenders for a moment's time. But now it's going to be Saints on the defense, as we see Spoods going to try and break out by himself, but it is going to be interfered with pretty much immediately. We do have Spoods going back for boost, could have nearly maybe turned that opportunity around, but right back into the Northwood, or not the Northwood zone, the St. Clair zone. We are up into the skies, right above the net. A very scary spot for our Saints indeed. Just kind of stuck in the corner for the time being, though, as just back and forth pop flies, but this is on the wrong side of the field. We need to find some offense.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of this the first couple games, a lot of back and forth, and as you said, the Saints, a little bit of miscommunication there, not able to take possession and find those shots back-to-back. Christian at least going to find that demo there, try to buy those some time, but you can see Noxus and Nitrous willing to dive, be gunners for that ball, try to go dig that thing out of those corners, set themselves up for scoring chances. Now St. Clair maybe has a crack at this in the middle. Christian going to be there for the follow, not going to be able to play anything off that lob from Spoods. Now Quint, maybe you're going to try to fake a defender out here. It's going to be read beautifully by Noxus, though. Northwood reading a lot of these shots beautifully, shutting them down before they can really have a great chance of flourishing. They're going to find a shot on net as well, but Quint and Christian are going to step up there, get the deny and the demo. Noxus going to read that one once again. Northwood just always in the right place at the right time, and that's what makes them so difficult to beat and find these openings to get these offensive chances going.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Saints, whether it be an individual effort play or even a team play, like we saw that big one-timer during, I believe it was Game 2, it doesn't seem to matter. It's just not quite finding its mark as of this moment. And with Northwood constantly putting the pressure on, even if it's not necessarily a shot, just being stuck here is brutal. And what a play by Pirates. Going to do the individual effort himself here, taking this all the way from the left-hand side, getting his own demo and putting it in.
Yeah, beautiful job to ride that wall, skirt by a defender, get the demo for his treble on the drive-by, and he will find Northwood's first goal of Game 3 here. Similar to what we saw last game, they find that first goal about the midway point of game. And now they're still trying to cling to this lead. They got a lot of time to play with, as we saw last game. They're going to try to find this third goal, really put the screws to St. Clair. But the Saints have a lot of time to come back. You got to focus on only one game at a time, though. Don't think about the reverse sweep. Don't think about anything else. Think about scoring one goal and getting back in this game. They have struggled immensely, not for lack of trying. The Northwood's defense has been stout so far.
Yeah, it's just the problem. By the time they get this ball out of the way, it's just too little too late. And Noxus, sure enough, maybe with a little bit of an insurance goal here, is going to find that one. After Nitrous bops it off the corner. Actually, nice little pass there as well. Noxus coming in hot. You would have had to react pretty much like seconds before the shot was even done to make the save there. A tough situation for the Saints to be in, but solid play from the Northwood squad.
Yeah, I think you can tell Noxus either must have played or been the fourth in that team. He's got that CRL World Champion tag as well. So you can see these are the kind of competition the Saints are up against right now. They're going to try to find this goal, get back in this game, just like they did last time. They're able to find that goal with, I believe, 43 seconds left. Buy themselves some time to try to get back in the series potentially, but another beautiful passing play, setting it up over the middle. Northwood not going to be able to close the deal on that one just yet. Spoods kicking that one away to the side. Nitrous, though, going to send that one far side for Christian. Going to read that one and try to take to the skies here. He's going to find that first touch. Northwood going to be there to meet him, though. Two Saints not going to come away with possession. Now Nitrous taking this one over that midline, killing some clock in the process. Christian going to get a demo. Little flip reset. He was just trying to drain that clock away, though. Northwood still going to gather possession. They're going to keep flooding these passes over the middle. It has been consistent chances for them these last couple minutes. Going to be a goal denied, potentially game-saving if they can find a way onto the board. Now we're just seeing a whole lot of demos. Both teams trying to find any way to clear out this space and find these goals, with St. Clair struggling mightily right now. They're running out of time.
Yeah, it's starting to get feisty, but it might be a little too late here for the side of the Saints to start playing that game. However, I guess better late than never. Still got a couple seconds on the clock to make something happen, but it just seems like every passing opportunity or shot, there is a defender there on the side of Northwood, and wisely done. They're in their own corner, not being threatened by that in the slightest. They're just taking their own time, playing it nice and slow. As we see now, Spoods looking to try to make the individual play, but not going to be able to make it just this time. Christian had a little bit of a breakout opportunity, but Noxus is going to, again, just turn this away, and they're just going to slow play this. They don't need to take the shot right away. Just let it roll.
Yeah, you can tell they're not even boosting. They're just cycling the ball, only playing with boost just a little bit, trying to keep it on the nose of that car. They're going to end up walking away with a 3-0 sweep of St. Clair. We're going to have a couple one-goal games, and we're going to have the one game where Northwood is going to find the 2-0, which is going to be in this Game 3. But a very solid back-and-forth series. Both teams definitely came to play. Northwood's defense, though, going to be the story of tonight. On top of Spoods coming back. He played great, but Northwood's defense was just too much tonight.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I can't even necessarily be upset about the game at hand here because, of course, like Saints are going up against tip-top North American talent here with Northwood White, but it was definitely, you could kind of tell the nerves, to say the least, before we even got on the pitch, but especially going into Game 2 after the overtime loss. You can tell that the Saints were maybe just a little bit shaken up when the double commits started happening a little bit more frequently. The confidence wasn't necessarily there in the individual plays. Like, they were trying it from like muscle memory, but then just not quite getting the reactions that they were looking for. And the passing plays, they were getting them, but they are just being stopped. So I have to say, like, solid opportunities, solid gameplay from both sides. Just Northwood showing why they're basically dominating CRL right now.
Yeah, if you're St. Clair, even though you take that 3-0 and you obviously want to walk away with a win, losing, I believe it was 1-0 in overtime, losing 2-1 and then 2-0 with that garbage time goal coming at the end, you're going to feel pretty good, at least about your defense. You're able to hold a very, very strong team in place for a lengthy amount of time. Just couldn't get the offense going, which has kind of been their Achilles heel for some of this series we've seen the last few weeks, but just Northwood, as we said. And that could be the tricky thing, too. When Northwood is reading every single play and you feel like, okay, like, we've tried everything. This usually works against other teams. We just, for whatever reason, these guys are a step ahead of us. You can get frustrated, maybe try to make some of those hero plays, but unfortunately not able to get done tonight. But not for lack of trying. As we said, they played a great series considering what they were up against.
Absolutely. And, of course, still fantastic experience for them to get. And nonetheless here, of course, NECC-wise, that's going to put them at, 4-3? So they're going to be in a bit at the middle of the pack. What happens next week is probably going to have a big factor as to what their playoff season ends up kind of looking like. Do they end up having to play Northwood early? What kind of situation we're going to see there? But of course, talking about next week, we don't necessarily have the graphic per se. However, with tomorrow, we have ourselves our first CVAL matchup. It's going to be Conestoga College versus our Saints in the top 32 of CVAL. Conestoga, of course, one of those teams, I was talking to you about this a little bit earlier, that for whatever reason, I feel like we dominate them a lot, but it was in League of Legends. I don't know if I've never seen, or I can't remember, it may have been once or twice, have we played them in Val, and have we played them in Valorant this season? So I'm definitely looking forward to that matchup.
Yeah, the battle of the new esports facilities. They just built one out there in Conestoga as well.
Yeah,
so
not bad.
They're probably feeling pretty good, pretty inspired, but should be a beautiful matchup. And then hopefully if the Saints take in that top 32 matchup tomorrow, I'm not sure if they're going to be streamed Sunday. I believe one of the teams potentially
the team told us no.
Yeah, the team cold-shouldered us and said no. So I think, would we have a backup plan for Saturday or Sunday, was it?
It would end up being the 4th CCA Open, assuming that the Rocket League squad makes the top 8. So, I mean, if we take a look at what they were doing in the past in these CCA Opens, they've always made top 8. So, in theory, you might see us on Sunday as well. But I guess this is a good time to mention, of course, with those matches being uncertain, be sure you have us followed here on the Twitch channel so you know when we're going live. And then, of course, our Twitter as well to make sure you catch exactly when the start times of everything happen to be and watch our Saints compete live, because especially going into this next week, it is going to be nutty. There is so many NACE playoff games happening, and these are important. We're going for, like, not just conference championships. We're already that 2 times by. We're going for national collegiate championships to possibly play at a LAN.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing, but we have to get there first. So lots of our titles are in there: Rocket League, Valorant, League of Legends, and more. Our Call of Duty, of course, they're on their undefeated streak as well. There is plenty at stake and lots of excitement to come. So hope you join us.
Yeah. It'll be a very, very busy week. I think all of our teams as well are placed, and actually I think in the top 10 as well. So high expectations. It should be a high pace next week. Bunch of different titles. But with that being said, won't keep you guys long any much longer. Happy Remembrance Day, happy Veterans Day, whatever country you live in depends there. Hope everyone's celebrated with their family and however else you choose to do that as well. Shout out to Ryan for holding things down behind the scenes. A little 3-man crew tonight, but Rocket League luckily works, so it makes it easy for us. But with that being said, let you enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and thank you for tuning in. They have a lead, you know they like to snowball these leads. They like that they feel confident, they start to flex the muscles a little bit, and trying to dig out of a hole from a team this good, obviously. It's going to be hard against any team, but the stakes are going to be even higher against this Northwood squad. They're going to try to look for blood, though, find this second or third goal, going to try to land some kind of pinch shot there, and a little teammate bumping going on the way. But you can see they immediately put to that aggression, try to put St. Clair on this back foot, make them play their own game here. Oh, great little second touch from Nitrous. Not going to find that net, though. Another shot going to come through Spoods, kicking that one aside right at depth.
Your goal of sorts, and that's going to hurt the mental a little bit. We'll have to see if they can recover.
Yeah, these off-angle shots are always finding the target. Luckily, Christian has been there consistently to shut the door. Quint going to send that pass over. Luckily, going to find that second touch pass. A little bit errant there for Christian. Northwood, though, going to advance this ball once more into that corner. Pirates going to go over the middle, trying to find another member. Not going to be there to link up for that one. Nitrous sending that one back toward his own side. Letting his teammates maybe try to cycle that ball out. Second touch not going to go through Christian. Going to find the shot on net. Noxus going to...
Sometimes, and the communication might just be a little bit hustled, a little bit like scared to say the least, or nervous, which fair enough. You have 2 goals to get on one of the best teams in North America in this second game if you want to bring it even to an overtime scenario again. So we'll have to see if they can bring this one over. So we have Quint in the corner. This is the good start. Can they actually finish the job, though? Nitrous is going to push it back. Christian right back into the crease. And they find the shot. It's going long. It's going to go in. Quint is going to bring this within 1 as he scores. His first were able to get a goal that quickly. Yeah. It would be a nerve-wracking situation for the Saints.
Yeah, we've seen that one happen before, and it usually doesn't end in our favor, but Game 3, we are fresh to go here. Christian playing on this back line per usual. Going to try to win that 50. Is going to win out. Gather possession, but Noxus not going to go away. Going to find that demo spoon. Finding that second touch. Great little look. Can he find the third, actually? Trying to set himself up for greatness. Is going to get denied there by Pirates. Northwood trying to take this one back out. A nice bounce off Quint's car. Going to help Northwood out there. Beautiful shot across Spoods. Going to deny that one on the goal. Going to read that one once again. Northwood just always in the right place at the right time. And that's what makes them so difficult to beat and find these openings to get these offensive chances going.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Saints, whether it be an individual effort play or even a team play, like we saw that big one-timer during, I believe it was Game 2, it doesn't seem to matter. It's just not quite finding its mark as of this moment. And with Northwood constantly putting the pressure on, even if it's not necessarily a shot, just being stuck here is brutal. And what a play by Pirates. Going to do the individual effort himself.
And to come back. You got to focus on only one game at a time, though. Don't think about the reverse sweep. Don't think about anything else. Think about scoring 1 goal and getting back in this game. They have struggled immensely, not for lack of trying, but Northwood's defense has been stout so far.
Yeah, it's just the problem. By the time they get this ball out of the way, it's just too little too late. And Noxus, sure enough, maybe with a little bit of an insurance goal here, is going to find that one after Nitrous bops it off the corner. Actually, nice little pass there as well. Noxus coming in hot. You would have had to react pretty much like seconds before.
They have a